Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Monday Megajoules. Today, I want to walk you through 5 shifts that are changing how oil and gas actually runs day to day. We'll start with a smokestack with carbon capture, and then we'll move to the field where we find and fix methane leaks, and then we'll jump to the pad where frac fleets are plugging into electric power. Step into the control room where AI is becoming a real co-pilot, and then finally, we'll look into the future to see if fusion power is actually becoming real. Let's go. Picture a big industrial site, a power plant, a refinery, a chemical complex. It needs to keep operating, but it also needs to cut emissions. Carbon capture and storage gives it that path. Capture the carbon at the stack, move it by pipeline, and then store it safely underground. Over the last week, the conversation shifted from can we do it to will the numbers work? At the Wood Mackenzie conference in Houston, the message was straightforward. If capture costs come down, if pipeline access is dependable, and if storage is permitted and monitored for the long haul, then projects get funded. If any of those falters, then the projects will probably stall. Think of it like building a toll road for carbon. If the toll is fair, the road is reliable, and the destination is safe, traffic flows. That's why a place like the Gulf Coast is a great location. Emitters sit close together, the geology works, and the people who build energy infrastructure already live there. When the pieces click, CCS moves from a brochure to a budget line. Now let's step into the field. Methane is the main ingredient in natural gas, and when it leaks, it hits the atmosphere hard. The fastest win right now is simple: find the leaks sooner and fix them sooner. We're moving from clipboards and monthly rounds to a constant heartbeat of data. Drones and satellites sweep for the big leaks, and then small sensors sit on tanks and compressors and listen all day long. Software ranks which ones are urgent and then sends crews to the leaks that matter the most. It's like going from checking every light in your house once a month to getting an alert the second your kitchen light goes out and then going straight there to fix it. This matters because companies can prove results with data. They save product, they improve safety, and they show real cuts in emissions. That builds trust with regulators, investors, and the communities around the operations. Now, let's follow that signal to the frac pad. Traditionally, fleets burn a lot of diesel and make a lot of noise. Electrified fleets change that. When a pad plugs into the grid or runs mobile gas generators, often on field gas that would have been flared, you burn less fuel and you run smoother. Electric motors hold pressure steadier, so equipment takes less punishment and crews see fewer surprises. If the grid is nearby, the savings can stack up really fast. If it isn't, gas power plus a bit of on-site storage bridges that gap. It's like moving from a loud, thirsty generator to a quieter, more efficient EV drivetrain, except scaled to the size of a frac pad. The result is cleaner operations, lower fuel bills, and a calmer worksite. From the pad, let's step into the control room. For years, AI lived in demos and slide decks. Now it's becoming part of production. Subsurface data like seismic and logs feeds a model that helps decide where to drill and then how to steer the drill bit. On the surface, software watches the pumps and the compressors and tanks, and it flags issues before they turn into downtime. At the same time, it nudges production set points and keeps barrels steady while cutting flaring and methane. Engineers still stay in charge. AI sets the table by highlighting risk and then suggesting a change. Then it explains why, and then you approve the move. The payoff is a field that runs steadier with fewer surprises, lower operating costs, and a tighter emissions profile. When geology, operations, and maintenance talk to each other through the same system, everything moves a little cleaner and a little faster. Finally, let's zoom out to the horizon. Fusion generators aim to make power the way the sun does by fusing atoms together and then releasing a huge amount of power. Startups keep reporting progress on test machines and fuel, And that momentum is real. But here's the honest timeline. Fusion and other baseload power options just won't replace gas-fired reliability in this decade. We watch it because it changes how we plan. If fusion lands in the 2030s or maybe even later, it will reshape baseload. Between now and then, though, gas paired with carbon capture does the heavy lifting. Fusion sets the long-term backdrop. Gas with CCS keeps the lights steady today. So that's the arc. CCS moves from concept to contracts. Methane programs shift from spotting leaks to fixing them fast. Frac fleets trade diesel noise for electric control. AI goes from pilot project to practical co-pilot. And fusion keeps us thinking about the next chapter. Here's how Charter, the company that I work for, helps make this real. We build the secure networks that link methane sensors and field gear. We deploy rugged edge computing so AI can run right out at the pad. We stand up private LTE and 5G networks so remote sites can stay connected. And we integrate industrial-grade power and data systems that keep EFRAC and electric operations humming. That plumbing turns pilots into daily practice. The links are in the description. If you want to dive deeper, drop me a comment and I'd love to connect with you. Until next week, take care.